Hi, this is Brad Willis. I'm the moderator of the MetalStorm fan group, and we're located on Facebook at www.facebook.com/groups/MetalStorm fan group. As of this moment, we have a little bit north of 400 players, all different skill levels from the newest of the new to the best in the game and a whole lot of in between. I think it's a great place to get to know some of your fellow players and pick up maybe some tips and techniques. And one of our group members asked me to do a review of Cobalt, which I thought I had done, but I guess I haven't. I didn't see one anyway. So let's talk about Cobalt a little bit. It's a plane that's been released a few times. It is one of the first to come out with this kind of a funky, slightly funky paint scheme. Before that, I think they're a little bit more traditional, and afterwards, Z2, I think, started getting a little bit more wild/creative with the design. In fact, let's click through and take a look at it. But it's a fairly attractive plane for whatever that's worth. Let's go back for a second. Now, it's also a pretty good plane. It is a weapons class plane, as you can see. Damage is plus 15%, which is amongst best in class. I think best in class is plus 16 Sentinel, so it's right up there. Agility at plus 10 is very useful because the weapons class planes don't have a lot of agility, so you really need some. And I find that personally to help me a lot. Lock speed plus 8, also a very useful statistic. It's not so useful in the agility class planes because they're coming off a very low base. But on this plane, the plus 8 actually does make a bit of a difference. And plus 6 evasion makes it a little bit easier to evade those missiles that are headed your way. What doesn't it have? Well, I would personally prefer that it have some energy. And I might also prefer that it have a little bit of speed, which it doesn't. So it's not a real fast plane. And you can run out of energy if you're not careful, depending on your style. But again, you can deal quite a bit of damage with it, and you do have some agility and lock speed that helps. So it's generally a pretty good plane. I don't personally use it a lot, but there are a lot of players who do and swear by it. What we're going to do is we're going to play a game. And I'm a little rusty on Cobalt, so hopefully I won't completely embarrass myself. I'm going to use Rams, which are, of course, a credit missile and stock cannon. That's what I usually use. So let's go ahead and find somebody, and we'll auto-match. And as usual, I'll let you know what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, what the plane's doing, what my opponent's doing, and what's good and bad. So I've got an Eagle X, fairly low skill-rated player. I would have probably preferred to get somebody a little bit higher. I'm just looking for him. There he is. It kind of bugs me sometimes because you don't necessarily always get the arrow right away. I'm sure some of you have had that happen, and you got to just kind of sit there, and sometimes you're a sitting duck. So he's just kind of sitting in front of me, and I'm just taking shots at him. Again, fairly low player, skill-rated player, I should say, fairly new player. I'm not really being very tricky with this plane. I'll accelerate a little and open up on him, but I think I would have preferred getting an opponent with a little higher skill rating, but you do the best you can with what's dealt your way, and we got a kill. It didn't really take a whole lot of work, and it's not that this guy is a bad player, just that he's somewhat newer, and so you see I'm just kind of coming right at him. I'm not really, I know he's going to hit me, I don't care. Normally I'd spend a little more time on evasion, but, it is a newer player, and I want to give him a fair shot at it. In fact, I'm probably going to give this guy a draw at the end of the match, just because he's a 4,700 skill level player, and I'll give him some shots right here. I'm right in front of him, so if he can take me out, I'm just going to let him. Again, normally that's not a very good strategy. Normally you want to go ahead and evade, when you have a missile coming your way, but I don't really want to get too tricky against a new player, so we'll just follow the arrow fire. Now, he's not really going as fast as he should. He's not doing enough to get out of my way. And, of course, what's going to end up happening is we'll take him out here in a minute. We're going to roll around. We should see him right about there, get a couple shots on him. I'll give him an opportunity, actually, to take me out. That'll probably make him feel good to blast a fairly high skill-rated player. But let's just keep shooting at him. In fact, let's let him blow me up. Let's just fly straight out, and let's see if he's got some skills to hit me. And that one didn't work. There he goes. That probably made him feel a little bit better. So, and I think I'll give him a draw. Just, again, he's a newer player, so, I hate to cream the skill rating. Well, it's not going to cream his skill rating. It's only going to hit him for a couple of points, but, we'll help the guy out a little bit. Well, I hope I can do it. That might have been one kill too many, but we're going to at least try it. 20 seconds left. We're going to see. I probably shouldn't have killed him that time. Let's try to give him a draw. Maybe we'll succeed. Maybe we won't. Good, we got a fairly low spawn. That gives me a shot. I got 8 seconds. And let's try it again right into the mountain, hopefully. And here we go again. 3 seconds. Yeah, so we gave the guy a draw. So if this was a highly skilled player, I wouldn't mind beating him, but seems like a new guy. In fact, while we're talking, let's go ahead and give him an invite to our group. Well, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, there he goes. Okay, we'll give him an invite to the group. And also it kind of shows some of you guys if you do want to join the group where we're at. So maybe he will join and maybe he won't. So let's go back to the plane for a second. It wasn't the best demonstration I could have gave you because, again, we were playing against a lower level opponent, but you could see that when I hit him, it didn't take a whole lot, even against a weapons class plane, to blow him up. And the agility was certainly reasonable. Again, if I had faced an opponent in agility plane, it would have been tougher, because this was a player that was newer and also had a plane that didn't have a whole lot of agility itself. So that wasn't the best demonstration. Lock speed, I guess you could see that. It did lock on pretty quickly. And evasion, there were times where, he didn't hit me. Although, again, I wasn't really putting much effort into evasion. I wanted to let the guy, draw me and get a kill in there somewhere. But in any event, it gives you a basic overview of Cobalt. And I think it is a pretty good plane. There are some things maybe, I would prefer, again, that it have a little bit of speed or energy. We didn't need it for that game, but there are plenty of games where you do. But all in all, I think it is a good plane, and I think it was released here recently at like 160 coins, which actually is a pretty good value in my opinion, because they were originally a lot more than that. So there you go, review on Cobalt. I hope you did find it useful. As always, if you have comments or questions, you can leave them in the review section here at YouTube. Do thank you for your time, and we will see you in the skies playing MetalStorm.